Arizona was shaped by fire. Volcanoes and lava fields created landscapes unlike anywhere else. From Sunset Crater to the Pueblos of Opaki to volcanic trails and mountain drives. Each stop tells part of the story. This is Volcanic Arizona. I escaped the Phoenix heat and I'm here just north of Flagstaff, about 20 miles or so, and I'm hiking to the top of Doney Mountain. It's called Doney Mountain, but it's actually an old volcano. So there's a couple different trails here. The first one is only half of a mile. It goes to an overlook, and then there's another little trail. Both of them are pretty moderate because they're pretty steep because you're going up a volcano. To the left here is Big Doney Crater. All right, and we're going to be going to the top of that. And then we're also going to go to these little Doney craters over here. I believe we get to go to the top of those as well. So get to go to the top of two different craters. It looks like a lot of fun. You can see all these loose little cinders here. I'm sure I'm going to have a bunch of rocks in my shoes when I'm done with this. It was going to be in the hundreds in Phoenix. So I drove up here this morning really early to get out of that heat. And it's, perfect weather here in Flagstaff. It's 70. Doney Mountain was named after Ben Doney, a prospector who roamed northern Arizona in the late 1800s. He was known as quite a character, and locals began calling this small cinder cone Doney's Mountain. Like many others in the region, he was hoping to find valuable minerals in the volcanic field. So let's see, there's 4 craters along a fault zone. And these cones are composed of cinders that used to be hot, ejected into the air 30,000 years ago. That's a long time ago. Doney Mountain is one of 600 volcanic features in the San Francisco volcanic field. Long before Ben Doney wandered this mountain, the ancestral Puebloans, part of the Sinagua culture, lived here between 500 and 1250 AD. They built small stone dwellings on the slopes and farmed in the rich volcanic soils. But by 1300, most had moved on, likely driven out by a long drought. Many joined neighboring Puebloan communities, and the ruins remain here as reminders of the lives once lived on this mountain. You can see these ruins here. You can see remains of the ancient structures that used to be here. This structure used to house farming tools and crops. The views from up here are absolutely incredible. This is really amazing. All these different lava chunks that were stacked up here to store farming tools and food, and how they still stand. That really is amazing. The ruins you see on Doney Mountain are the original Sinagua structures. Nothing has been rebuilt here, just the crumbled stone outlines left behind for nearly 1,000 years. This view is absolutely incredible. Interpretive signs point out their history, but the remains are untouched, preserved in their natural state. The little cones around Doney Mountain are just a few of more than 600 cinder cones that dot the San Francisco volcanic field. This volcanic field spans over 1,800 square miles of northern Arizona and has been active for more than 6 million years. The San Francisco peaks themselves are the remnants of a massive stratovolcano that last erupted 400,000 years ago. The most recent eruption was Sunset Crater in 1085 AD, proof that this volcanic field is dormant, not extinct.
You can see behind me some more ruins. These are smaller homesteads, likely of farmers from Wupaki, which is that large community that I went to before this. It's a national monument. But people from that tribe would come here over the summer to farm a different area, and then they would return to Wupaki National Monument area for ceremonies and getting together and trading. It's pretty neat though how you can still see the outline of these homes. Really incredible. All these little lava pebbles are getting in my shoes. I normally don't wear gaiters. I don't really feel the need to have them most of the time, but this would have been a good time to have gaiters. This is just a really quick stop after that big loop that does Sunset Crater, Wupaki, Strawberry Wilderness, which I was planning on doing today, but I missed the turn, so I had to go to plan B, and this worked out really good. This is pretty awesome. I'll have to do Strawberry Crater some other time. I talked to a ranger and he said that's really easy to miss that turn. So I'll have to go back at my driving footage and see where I didn't make the turn. But in a way, I'm glad. This is better, I think. This is pretty amazing.
It's really great at Doney Mountain that they have all these interpretive signs. This one says that Ben Doney spent many years searching for the lost mine of the Padres, a legendary Spanish mine said to be located at a red hill near a blue mountain. He dug in many prehistoric ruins, thinking that one might be a filled-in entrance to the mine, but found no Spanish treasure, only prehistoric artifacts. Today, laws prohibit the removal of artifacts and digging in ruins. Much of Doney's prospecting took place near these volcanic cinder cones, which were named after him. This hole may have been one of Doney's prospect holes.
See my car from here to kind of give you a perspective. And then that peak right there, that's where we were earlier, and now we're to this other set of peaks. Doesn't look like the birds like the sign. They're graffitiing it. So let's see here. We get views of all sorts of awesome stuff here. So we have Black Mountain Sunset Crater. I was at Sunset Crater earlier. And then there's Strawberry Crater, which I was going to do, but I missed the turn. I'll have to go back for that. Humphreys Peak, I need to get on top of that sometime soon. That's the tallest peak here. Well, it's actually the tallest peak in Arizona. And then also Kendrick Peak, which I've been to the top of it before. So that's pretty awesome that you can see all these peaks from this viewpoint. I haven't seen these peaks from here before. So that's pretty cool. It is a perfect day and windy and sunny. It's supposed to rain later today, which is pretty typical in Arizona during monsoon season in the mountains. It's usually cloudy in the morning and then some sprinkles in the afternoon, sometimes more than sprinkles. So this is the last of the overlooks here at Doney Peak. And I'm gonna head back to the car and continue on this loop and see some more historical sites.